6,000 years ago, someone woke up before sunrise, complained about their boss, argued over a bill, and grabbed a quick breakfast before rushing to work. That's not a description of your Monday. That's Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers, is where cities, writing, law, and the wheel were born. Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, Assyrians. Over 3,000 years of civilization stacked on top of each other in the same river valley. So let's break the day down, hour by hour, and compare it side by side with your life right now. Food, work, money, family, even social media. Yes, social media. Let's get into it. No alarm clocks. The sun and the rooster did that job. Most Mesopotamians slept on reed mats or simple beds inside mud brick homes, packed close together in cities like Ur or Uruk, some of which held over 40,000 people. Breakfast was usually flatbread, dates, and beer. Not the fun weekend kind. Thick, nutritious bread beer that was safer to drink than the river water and packed enough calories to fuel a full day of labor. Compare that to 2026. Oat milk lattes, protein bars, maybe a smoothie blended in 40 seconds. Different menu, same purpose. Fuel up before the world demands something from you. Here's where it gets wild. Most Mesopotamians didn't have jobs like we picture ancient labor. There were farmers and builders, sure, but also scribes, brewers, tax collectors, priests, merchants, and bureaucrats. Scribes trained for years in special schools called edubas, basically ancient universities, just to learn the 600-plus cuneiform signs needed to keep records. And records of what, exactly? Contracts, loans, receipts, complaints. Archaeologists have found thousands of tablets that are essentially ancient paperwork, including one famous tablet where a customer wrote a furious letter to a copper merchant because he got ripped off on a shipment. That's not a myth. That's a nearly 4,000-year-old one-star review. Meanwhile, in 2026, we've got Slack messages, email chains, and Yelp reviews doing the exact same job, keeping a permanent record of who owes who and who's mad about it. Mesopotamia didn't have coins for most of its history. Instead, value was measured in silver by weight and in barley, literally grain, for everyday trade. Prices for goods, wages, even fines for crimes were fixed and recorded, some of the earliest known price controls in human history. The famous Code of Hammurabi, carved into a stone pillar around 1750 BCE, laid out nearly 300 laws covering theft, property, marriage, and business disputes, with punishments that scaled based on your social class. Sound familiar? We still have contracts, fixed pricing, and laws that many people argue don't apply equally to everyone. Some things really don't change. Houses were often built around a central courtyard, shared by extended families, grandparents, parents, kids, sometimes even livestock, all under one roof. Marriages were frequently arranged and treated as a legal contract between families, backed up by actual written agreements. Kids as young as 5 or 6 were already expected to help with chores or begin an apprenticeship. Formal schooling was rare and mostly reserved for boys headed toward becoming scribes or priests. In 2026, extended families are often spread across cities or countries, staying connected through video calls instead of shared courtyards. The instinct to stay close to family hasn't changed, just the distance and the technology bridging it. Here's the fun one. Mesopotamians were obsessed with omens, reading the livers of sacrificed animals, watching the stars, interpreting dreams, all to predict the future and guide daily decisions. Priests functioned almost like ancient forecasters and influencers, and temples were the center of both religious life and the local economy. And gossip? It traveled through marketplaces, canals, and shared courtyards. The original social network, just without the algorithm. Swap the ziggurat for a group chat, and honestly, the need to know what's going on and who's involved hasn't moved an inch in 4,000 years. Strip away the smartphones and the skyscrapers, and the bones of daily life look strangely familiar. Work, money, family, gossip, and the occasional argument over a bad delivery. Mesopotamia didn't just give us writing and law, it gave us the blueprint for being human in a city. If you want part 2, covering Mesopotamian food, or what really happened when the Code of Hammurabi was enforced, let me know in the comments. And if this made you see history a little differently, hit subscribe. I've got a lot more of these comparisons coming.